Hey guys, so for my third video, I thought I would talk about my eyeshadow collection. I have a lot. So the reason why I wanted to go in my eyeshadows specifically is because when I first started makeup, eyeshadow was like what I gravitated towards. And so yeah, I've got a lot of eyeshadows, and I've since become less obsessed with eyeshadow because I have so many freaking palettes that I like burnt out on eyeshadow. So I guess I will start somewhere. I'll start with on the end here. So the first three that I will talk about are my Morphe palettes. I have the Morphe 35O, 35D, and 35F palettes. These, in my opinion, are really good. So that's the 35F palette, 35D palette. Oh, and I forgot a Morphe palette. Hold on. And the 35O and the Kathleen Lights and Morphe palette. That's the inside of that one. This one was limited edition. It's not available anymore, so, but I love this palette. So yeah, these are my Morphe palettes. Like I said in my first video, I don't have a problem with Morphe shadows. I have 3 of these, and I have some Morphe single shadows, so I have a Z palette as well, or 2 Z palettes. And I have some Morphe and Makeup Geek palettes, and then this blush is from Ofra, but I have no problem with Morphe shadows, so I don't think that they suck. I know that there's a lot of talk about them not being that great. Like I said, I have 4 palettes plus some singles for Morphe, and I really enjoy them. Like, I think that they're good shadows. I know that they have a lot of crap about their like affiliate codes, and that's why some people don't want to support them, but like I said, I like my Morphe shadows. I would like to get their they have these like shadows. I think one of them is called like Copper something and Mocha something. Like, they have 2 of those, and those look really good. I'd like to pick those up. I don't know. So my next shadow palette is the Makeup Geek and Manny MUA palette. I freaking love this palette for this one specific shade right here. So this is a duochrome shade, and it's called Insomnia. Yes, I love that. That is why I got this palette, is for this right here. And this is also limited edition. I don't think that this is available on Makeup Geek's website anymore. They have some like marked down products that for like their products that were kind of broken or like not perfect, and I think they might have a version of this that was like, you know, maybe a shadow cracked for a discounted price, but I don't know if they even have that anymore. But yeah, this is the Manny MUA and Makeup Geek palette, and let me see if I can. So that's the duochrome shade right there. For some reason my laptop's not picking up the duochromeness of it, but it's freaking just perfect. But yeah, I love this palette. Makeup Geek has really good shadows, by the way. I know like everyone on YouTube talks about Makeup Geek shadows, and it's probably so burnt out by now, but they are really good. So the next 2 are Studio Makeup on the Go palettes, and I got these in my BoxyCharm. One of them is called like the Warm Up palette and the Cool Down palette. Yeah, Warm Up and Cool Down. So the Cool Down palette is obviously cool tones, like purples and stuff, and the Warm Up palette is warm tones, or in some neutral tones, like browns and whatnot. I like traveling with these 2 because you get your cool and your warm tones, and you can basically do any eye look, just kind of neutral eye look. It's not like colorful eye looks, but these are like really good, and they're really good quality. They retail for like almost $50, which I thought was insane, but I got them in my BoxyCharm, so I didn't have to pay that. But these are really, really good, and I very much highly recommend them. Well, I would if they weren't $50, but I mean, they're good, so do with that what you will. The next palette is my Urban Decay Moon Dust palette, and I mentioned this yesterday. It's glitter shades, and in my opinion, it's the glitter shades that, all the glitter shades you'll need. So that's why I was like kind of not wanting to pick up the new Too Faced glitter palette, because it kind of looks like this one. Not gonna lie, it looks a lot like this Moon Dust palette, and I think this is still available. I don't know if this was limited edition. I haven't checked on the Sephora website or Urban Decay, but yeah, Urban Decay Moon Dust palette is really good. I don't have any kind of glitter glue or whatever to like help the glitter stay on my eyes, but for, you know, these still stay on pretty well even for not having that, so I do recommend that one. So I have so many. I hope this video isn't too long because I have a lot of palettes, and I might just stick to palettes and not do my single shadow or like my loose pigments and whatnot. The next palettes I got, well, I'm gonna do Urban Decay palettes real quick. So this one is the Urban Decay Electric palette. Love this one. Good for color. These are pressed pigments, so they are very, very pigmented, and they will stain your eyelid because they are pressed pigments. These are really great though. Like, I don't wear color too much, but I really like this palette. It's really beautiful. Even if you don't wear color that much, it is worth having that palette in your collection just because you can do some really cool looks with it and incorporate it with your other looks. Like if your eye look is a little too neutral, you can just throw in one of those colors in there and kind of make it pop. But really for me, that's one of the only color palettes I really need because I don't wear colors like that often. I mean, like super colorful palettes that often. The next Urban Decay, since we're sticking with that for right now, is Naked palette. I got the original Naked palette just because everyone freaking talks about it, and it's a cult classic. It's a really good palette, just kind of neutral, pigmented. You can do a lot of eye looks with this, but there are only 2 matte shades in this, which can make it hard to do like a full face, but I mean, I think it's pretty good. Yeah, it's a cult classic, and they've come out with 2 more since this one. And, well, actually, not more than 2 more. They have a Naked Basics and a Naked Ultimate Basics, and now they're coming out with the Naked Heat palette that's going to be like really warm tone shadows, and I'm super excited. I think I might pick that one up. But I'm going to wait until like there's some reviews out on it so I know for sure if it's actually worth picking up, but it has interested me, like caught my eye, so I may pick that one up. Maybe. I think that was it for my Urban Decay palettes, but this one, and I got this as a gift for my best friend Zenaida. Her dog chewed on the side of it, but thank you, Zenaida. I love this palette. You are the bestest friend ever for getting this for me. These are the shadows in it, and I love this palette. This is another, I don't want to say a cult classic, it hasn't quite reached that status yet, but it's like very popular. It came out like I think a year ago. It hasn't been out that long. If you like burgundy palettes, if you like burgundy shades, if you want the Kylie Cosmetics burgundy palette but you don't want to support Kylie Cosmetics, this is the palette to pick up, and I don't think it's limited edition. I think it is still available. Like, it's just really beautiful. It's got browns and oranges and pinks and like burgundy colors. It doesn't have a black in it, which I know some people have complained about it not having a black in it because you can't really do a full look with it, but I don't really use black eyeshadow anyways, because I don't do like deep smoky eyes like that, so I don't have a problem with it, and I'm able to do a full face with it, so I do recommend that one, especially if you are looking for a burgundy palette. And I know Violet Voss has one, and Huda Beauty has one, and Kylie Cosmetics has one, and I mean, of all of the ones that people reviewed, Modern Renaissance seems to be like the best one that everyone across the board seems to really like. So the next palette is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, and this is the inside, and it smells like chocolate. This is also a cult classic, much like the Naked palette. A lot of people own this one, and this was the original. Too Faced has come out with, since then, a semi-sweet palette, or not peanut butter, sweet peach. There's another one, chocolate bonbon. They've come out with like a ton of other palettes, but this was the OG original one, the chocolate bar palette, and this one is the most popular out of all of them. Like I said, you can do like a full face. They have like the like lid highlights shade, like to do your brow bone highlight, and then they have all these like matte and shimmer shades to do a complete look with, and I really like this palette. I kind of use this one to travel, but I think for my upcoming trip I might bring the Modern Renaissance palette this time, but we'll see. I don't actually know what I'm gonna pack as my eyeshadow for my trip. So the next two, got this in my I got this one in my FabFitFun, and I got this one in my BoxyCharm. Now, because I have the Naked, like the original Naked palette, these two have made up for the other two. They're basically identical to the Urban Decay. This is identical to Urban Decay Naked 2, and this is identical to Urban Decay Naked 3. So I basically have the full Urban Decay Naked palette set now with these, but these are from Pure Cosmetics, and this is the Buff collection and the Nude collection. These retail normally for $50, and I'm like, that's kind of a lot. But I think Pure Cosmetics is an indie brand, but they're good palettes. They're pigmented. I don't really know, I don't have much to say about those. I mean, I don't have any complaint. I mean, the complaint I do have is the Pure Cosmetics, this one, has a little too many shimmer shades. It's hard to do a full face. Yeah, there's barely any matte shades in here. But there is a matte black. It was really hard to do a full face with that, but I mean, the quality's good. I don't really have a problem with it. Now this one is the Comfort Zone palette, and this is another, this is from Wet n Wild, and this is another cult classic palette, and it's also got that duochrome shade. Here. The camera can't pick up the duochrome, but like it's on the top. So it's basically, you can get this as, if you are just wanting that specific shade, as a dupe for the Makeup Geek and Manny MUA palette, especially because that one's not available anymore. But yeah, this is the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. I like this palette, but you can't do a full face or a full eye look with this because there are no matte shades. This is completely shimmer. And I can't really do a whole shimmer eye look because it doesn't quite look right. So I would have appreciated matte shades, but it is a good palette. It's pigmented, and especially for drugstore, it's like extremely pigmented. So, I mean, it's worth picking up, honestly, but there is no matte shades. This is my Makeup Geek Autumn Glow bundle, and this was only available during the fall, so it's not available anymore, but you can pick these up individually. But those are the shadows in there. I love warm tone shadows. I don't know if you can tell, but I love me some oranges and some reds. My favorite color selection. So I have the Tartelette and Bloom palette. This one smells too. This is another cult classic that I picked up when I first got into makeup. I kind of picked up all the cult classic eyeshadow palettes because I honestly don't know why I did that. I just picked up all the cult classics and I was like, this one's famous. Let me get this one. But I mean, it's a good palette. it's just a neutral palette. I mean, it's got shimmers and mattes, and it's just for an everyday neutral look. It's nothing like special. And since then, Tarte and Too Faced keep releasing like these neutral palettes that literally all look like this, and I'm like, so I haven't felt the need to pick up any more neutral palettes because it's like they're all freaking neutral palettes that they keep releasing, and so I'm just kind of like, something different, guys. This one is the Sugar Pill Feline Fancy eyeshadow palette, and this one was exclusive for Valentine's Day, and I've been neglecting it, and I really need to use this again. It's got 3 shimmer shades and 1 brown shade. Oh, this palette, since I love just like reds and oranges and stuff, this palette is really great. I'm just looking at it and thinking I've been neglecting it and I really need to use it. Let me see if I can swatch some of the shadows. Alright, my swatches suck, but those are the on the bottom. Yeah, this camera is not really doing well with the whole swatch thing. Yeah, well, that kind of backfired, but they're really pretty, but it's not available anymore, unfortunately, but I think they might, maybe they'll bring it back next Valentine's Day, we'll see. I mean, it would definitely be cool if they did. So this is my BH Cosmetics, hold on, let me swatch this real quick. I'm not even gonna, like, bother showing the swatches on the camera anymore, because it's, like, not even doing anything. So this is the BH Cosmetics Galaxy Chic and the BH Cosmetics Wild and Alluring palettes. These are the inside, these are baked shadows. Like, it's perfect if you want to add shimmery colors to your look, like just pop it on the lid. Woo. But yeah, they're pigmented, they're not like insanely pigmented, and a lot of colors kind of look like each other, so, but I mean, it's for the price point, it's good, so, I mean, I'm not complaining. I got 2 e.l.f. Mad for Matte palettes. I noticed I'm already at 17 minutes, and I'm like, crap! I did not want this to be that long. But I'll hurry up. These are the e.l.f. Mad for Matte palettes on the inside. Just really, really good matte shadows. And e.l.f., I mean, these are $10 each. You can't go wrong with these e.l.f. Mad for Matte palettes at all. This is the kind of a cooler tone version. This is a warmer tone version. And they're just really good. I have no complaints about that whatsoever. This Beauty Treats palette sucks. That's all I'm going to say. I heard it was a Viseart palette dupe, and it's not. I've never used Viseart palettes, but if those $80 shadows suck like that, it just didn't work for me, like, at all. So I'm gonna delve more into these when I do my ColourPop video, which I'm kind of nervous to do because I know that that's gonna be like 30 minutes long. So, this is the ColourPop Belle of the Ball, Blow Me Away, Blow Me Away, and then Heavy Hitter palette. These are for their spring monochromatic collections that I think they still have, but they're on last call right now, so they're about to discontinue those, but these are my Kat Von D palettes, Pastel Goth and the Alchemy palette, which I've already discussed in my Holy Grails video, so I'm not really going to go into that, but yeah, these palettes, I use them on my eye look today, so always using these. Some of my favorite palettes in the bunch. Oh, and this is another Kat Von D palette. This is the Kat Von D shade in like Quad and Rust. And actually, now that I'm looking, this could almost be a dupe for, or this could be a dupe for this. This is the Milani Earthy Elements palette. And they're kind of, yeah, actually, dupes. I didn't even notice that until just now. You can see that I have like a color preference. So yeah, the Milani Earthy Elements palette is a dupe for the, as far as I can see, the Kat Von D Rust palette. So if you're into those colors, and you don't want to pick up the Kat Von D Rust palette because it is expensive, may I suggest the other one? the Milani Earthy Elements. These are my Essence palettes. Essence, all about bronze, all about grays, and all about roses palettes. These are like pretty much all shimmer, but very, very freaking good shadows. Insanely pigmented, and every eye look I've created with these has been fantastic. If you don't mind all shimmer, like if you don't mind having to pull out another palette on top of these, you will like these because these are actually really good. This is the IBY eyeshadow trio. Got this in my BoxyCharm. And the Naked Cosmetics trio also got in my BoxyCharm. And these two, I mean, these two little trios, I mean, they're really pigmented. I haven't really delved into them much, so I probably should delve into them more because they're cute little trios and fun to throw on other eye looks. And then this is the first, well, okay, no, that's a lie. But my friend recommended getting this, the Natural NYX palette, and it's an okay palette. Not that pigmented, but I mean, I've made some dips into this. It's just kind of a neutral palette, just kind of easy looks you can do with that. So I have some like single shadows, but this video is already like 21 minutes long, so I'm just going to cut this off now. But yeah, that was my eyeshadow palette collection. Hope you guys enjoyed. I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes, and I've kind of stopped purchasing them because I have way too freaking many, and I don't even need that many. Yeah. So, alright guys, thank you for watching, and I will be back tomorrow with another video. Alright guys, see ya!